Hello, welcome to Ideas in Photography. Well, the summer's drawing to a close, but it's still relatively quiet here at Hamilton Towers. And so that gives me a chance to have a little think about some of the problems that students are going to face when they start their courses in September. The biggest problem we have is the question, what's a workbook? Well, a workbook does two things. Firstly, it's evidence that you've actually done some work. So your experimentations and processing, your visits to shows, your comments and thoughts from books should be evidence in some way in your workbook. It's very personal, so there's no real solution to it. But it should give you and your examiners an idea of the journey you've taken. Equally, it should also be something that you can revisit. So say 3 months in, you say, well, hold on a second, what was that picture I took? Was it any good? Look at it again and refer to it in terms of the readings you've been given and the readings you've done. Now, it's important that photography can be quite difficult, not in terms of technology, that's actually relatively simple, but trying to work out why photography works as it does. That's why we give you things to read. It's not because we dislike you, it's because they're there to help. Why is a picture like this? Well, what does Sontag say? What does Solnit say? What do all the contemporary writers in The Guardian, the British Journal of Photography, the New York Times, what are they saying about the pictures? Do you agree with them? You will find that sometimes you don't agree. So it's important you put down your thoughts, and it's not an opinion, it's balanced by research and thought that you've done in photography. Okay, so I'm sure we'll come back to that, but one thing I want to leave you with is size. That's the size of the workbook. Now, currently, I'm using a little one because it sits on my desk, it's easy to carry. But if you're going to be examined on it, you need something a little bit bigger than this. This is an A4 one, but as you can see, the photocopies in here are too big. So I think A3 like this is about the best size for a workbook. Digital workbooks don't work very well because examiners like to see them printed out. We may not have access to a computer, which is access to the internet when we look at your work. So it's important to print out your work. So a workbook has two functions. Firstly, it is there to show your journey. And secondly, and more importantly perhaps, it's there for you to revisit, to reflect, to think again about the pictures and words and books and exhibitions you've looked at. So more on workbooks, I'm sure. See you later then. Bye bye now.